ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। वञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Hare Krishna. Welcome back to our Srimad Bhagavatam class, and I am extremely sorry for this delay. So we were studying the last chapter, 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and we had already started the first 40 shlokas, where Bhagavan was actually discussing about the karma tattva. So he discussed the karma tattva very elaborately in the last few shlokas, where we see that he particularly focuses on certain bhavas. That is, he gave emphasis on jnana, karma, karta, buddhi, sukha, and dhruti. That is knowledge, action, the doer, karta, then intelligence, then happiness and fortitude. So he said that we get this body from certain guna. And from here, he will now switch over to this phase from verse number 41. So As we see in the beginning of this chapter, Bhagavan says about the 5 causes behind any action. That is in 13th and 14th verses. He says that, see, Arjuna, according to the Vedanta, there are 5 causes to accomplish all actions. पंचैतानि महाबाहो कारणानि निबोध मे सांख्य कृतान्ते प्रोक्तानि सिद्धये सर्वकर्मणाम, for all actions. And what are those causes? He says in the next verse 14th, adhishthanam tatha karta karanam cha prithak vidham vividhascha prithak cheshta daivam chaivatra panchamam. So first is adhishthanam, that is the body, this shariram. Then is karta, that is the soul, or the doer, due to the ahankar, why we think ourselves the doer. So the doer, karta, ahankar. Then karanam, that is the senses. And cheshta, that is endeavor, daivam, that is the super soul, or we can say luck. So these 5 factors are always there behind any action. So the next few verses where Bhagavan discussed about the karma tattva, so he discussed about karta, karanam and cheshta. Karma tattva is based on these 3 factors, what he discussed. And there he focused, as we say, on these 6 things. That is jnana, karma, karta, buddhi, sukha, dhruti. And he said that trividha bheda, that is, all these things are of 3 kinds based on gunas, that is sattvika, rajasika and tamasika. So as Bhagavan said about the karta, karanam and cheshta in these few verses, now he will start telling about adhishthanam, that is the body. So from verse 49, he will start telling about this. And I'm really very sorry that I cannot share the shlokas here. I was trying for the last 1 hour and I couldn't make it. I think some technical issues are there. So I will read it. You please get your own books in front of you. So verse 41. Brahmana kshatriya visham shudraणांच parantapa karmani pravibhaktani svabhava prabhavairgunaihi. So Brahmana kshatriya visham, that is Vaishya, shudraणांच parantapa karmani pravibhaktani svabhava prabhavairgunaihi. Brahmana, of the Brahmanas, Kshatriya, the Kshatriyas, Visham and the Vaishyas, Shudranam, of the Shudras, Cha and Parantapa, O subduer of the enemies, Karmani, the activities, Pravibhaktani are divided, Swabhava, their own nature, Prabhavaihi, born of, Gunaihi, by the modes of material nature. So Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras are distinguished by the qualities born of their own natures in accordance with the material modes. O chastiser of the enemy. So they are born of the 3 gunas. That is, the body we receive is based, what kind of body we will receive is based on the guna, and according to that our karma is fixed. So adhishthanam is this deha, and in chapter 13 Trayodashadhyaya, Bhagavan gives a name to this deha, that is kshetra, kshetragna vibhaga yoga. So we get this body, and we don't have any hand in this, and that is what kind of body we will receive or not. But the karma is also fixed. That is swabhavaja karma, we say. Bhagavan says here. According to the gun, there are certain swabhavaja karma attached to this form, to this body, adhisthana. So, whose body or adhishthan is sattvika, his actions will be sattvika. What kind of the actions? That he says in the next verse. That is verse 24. Shamodamastapah shaucham kshantirarjavamev cha jnanam vijnanamastikyam brahma karma swabhavajam. So, he says that peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, and religiousness. These are the natural qualities by which the Brahmanas work. Shamaha, that is peacefulness. They are always shant, calm and at peace. Damaha, self-control, controlling all the senses with the mana, mind. Tapaha, austerity. Shaucham, purity. Shantihi, tolerance, atitiksha. Arjavam is honesty or simplicity. Eva, certainly. Cha, and jnanam, knowledge. Vijnanam, wisdom. Astikyam, religiousness. Brahma, of a Brahmana. Karma, duty. Swabhavajam, born of his own nature. So we see a Brahmana, he is spontaneously, he is by nature, he can have full control over his mind and his senses. Shamaha Damaha. Austerity, purity, all these things. Kshama, that is tolerance, honesty, everything. These qualities are part of a Brahmana. One side of a Brahmana is, we can see these qualities. And then in the next verse, he says about the Kshatriya. Shauryam tejo dhritir dakshyam yuddhe chapyapalayanam danamishvara bhavascha kshatrang karma swabhavajam. So, Shauryam, valor, heroism, power, tejaha, determination, that is dhritihi, fortitude, dakshyam, resourcefulness. Where dakshyam? Yuddhe dakshyam, and also yuddhe cha api apalayanam. That is courage in the battlefield. That is not fleeing from the battlefield. Generosity and leadership. These are the natural qualities of work for the Kshatriyas. So we see the adhishthanam of a Kshatriya is a mixture of Sattva guna and Rajoguna. And in the next verse, we will also read Krishi Gorakshya Vanidyam Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam Paricharyatmakam Karma Shudrasyapi Swabhavajam. So, farming, cow protection, and business are the natural work for the Vaishyas. And for the Shudras, they are a labor and service to others. So, we see farming, cattle rearing. So, we see the Vaishyas in the Vrindavan Leela, the Gop. So, they are the protector of the cows. And trading, they're also in trading. They're the natural work, trading, cattle rearing, farming. So we see this is a combination of Rajoguna and Tamoguna, the Adhishthan of the Vaishyas. Rajoguna and Tamoguna. Whereas the Adhishthanam of the Shudras are basically tamas, that is Tamoguna. So their natural action is labor and service to others. So we see that this difference in Varna, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra, as Bhagavan says, Chaturvarnam Maya Srishtam Guna Karma Vibhagashaha. So this difference in Varna is according to the gunas, as Bhagavan said, that according to the gunas we get our body, and our Swabhavaja karma is also based on that. So there is no relation between the today's difference, that is, as we say, that jati and all. It has no relation to that. It is actually depending on the spontaneous urge towards any action. And we will understand by seeing that, seeing any person. He has a natural inclination to certain actions. And that is actually the reflection of his gunas or his varna, precisely. So, though in today's world, we cannot say exactly in this way because the society has changed a lot. But still, these four categories are very much prominent in today's society. See, there are certain karma which are truly spiritual, adhyatmika. And some actions are basically political. Some karmas are economical and some are laborious or something like that. So we see that the people who have got their line of action according to their varna, they're comparatively happy people, calm people. But who haven't found it yet, they are still restless. They are still restless. Even at the mid-age also, they are restless. So, because there is always a gap between their Swabhavaja karma and the karma that they are doing. It is not according to the gunas or the Swabhava that they are inheriting from their past lives. So that is why this restlessness is quite obvious. Now, we must follow our Swabhavaja karma. We must act according to that. And there is no concept of high, low, big, small in this. Some may doing worship in the temple. Some may sweep the temple and the road. But there is no difference between these two. Whatever we do, if we do it with a sattvika bhava, then we can actually have the siddhi. So adhishtan, it is adhishtanam. Ultimately, as we are moving towards the end of the scripture, Bhagavan actually giving the conclusion. So this chapter is, it has so much stuff within it. I'm actually very nervous to say, how to express it. So the next verse is verse 45. Bhagavan says that स्वे स्वे कर्मण्यभिरतः संसिद्धिं लभते नरः स्वकर्मणनिरतः सकर्मणनिरतः स्वकर्मनिरतः सिद्धिं यथा विन्दति तच्छृणु. So स्वे स्वे कर्मण्याभिरत संसिद्धिं लभते नरः स्वकर्म निरतः सिद्धिं यथा विन्दति तच्छृणु. So by following his qualities of work, every man can become perfect. As we said, siddhi is possible. Now, please hear from me how this can be done. So, let me read the next verse also. It is the most beautiful verse, most favorite of mine. Verse 46. Yatah pravrittirbhutanam येन सर्वमिदं ततं स्वकर्मणतमर्भ्यच्च सिद्धिं विन्दति मानवः. By worship of the Lord, who is the source of all beings and who is all pervading, a man can attain perfection through performing his own work. Swakarmana tvamarbhach. Swakarmana tamarbhachya. So, it is a very, very deep, very deep expression or message that Bhagavan wants to give us. That, and here we see the entry of Daiva is also taking place. As Bhagavan says, the 5 factors, Adhishtanam, Karta, Karanam, Karma, Adhishtanam, Karta, Karanam, Cheshta, now Daivam. So Daivam is not touched yet. So Daivam here it is entering in a very subtle way. So as Bhagavan says, Swakarmana tamarbhachya, here Daiva is already there. How? Because Daiva means the wheel of the providence, the wheel of the Lord. It is Bhagavad Ichha, we say. So, and we can't do anything in this connection. So, we see, we don't know about it. We cannot guess what is going to happen the next moment. But if we understand this, that we have no control over this Daiva, and Daiva is ultimately Bhagavat Ichha, that is the will of the Lord, then to accept it, first we have to accept it, and then we have to practice how to merge your Ichha with Bhagavat Ichha, that is your desire with the Lord's desire. That is the mantra of becoming calm and quiet and happy in this world. So, this Ichha, as Bhagavan also have certain Ichhas, desire. Otherwise, this universe couldn't be created. This universe is created by his desire only. So from his desire, this creation happened. And here he is all pervaded. He is actually tasting all the rasas. He is tasting everything. So he is the only enjoyer, as we see. So he has desires, and it is the result. This creation is the result of that. But we see we have to fulfill his desires through our karmas. That is our duty. That is our part. Now, how we can do it? That Bhagavan says by swabhavaja karma, swakarmana tamarbhachya. That is, see, if I have certain swabhavaja karma that I have already understood, so I should perform it for the Lord only, for the pleasure of the Lord only. So the archanam, that is, as we see the 9 gleams of bhakti, archanam, vandanam. So this archan can be possible by the karma, that is the swabhavaja karma that we have, all of us. So that is why it is a very deep and subtle message at the same time. So the cheshta, that is the endeavors that we do, any urge of action, that is what we call karma pravrittihi. So behind all this, there is certain urge for happiness. That is sukha lalasa, what we call. We want to have sukha. We want to test happiness. And for that matter, we do all these cheshta, that is endeavors. We are doing. But that desire actually arises from his desire for which this creation took place, as we just said. So he wants to test all the rasas through us. And that is why Bhagavan says, na ye yatha mam prapadyante tam tathaiva vajamyam. So it is a very wonderful reciprocity, the principle of reciprocity that we talked about. This, how he reciprocate with all of us, knowingly or unknowingly. We all are actually doing that. It is fulfilling his desire, some way or other, directly or indirectly. So when we see something very beautiful and we appreciate from within, he also enjoys that. He appreciates that. He tests that through us. So that is the asvadanam, amrita asvadanam, we can say. So it is not only about the 5 elements through which we are enjoying this world. Through that, Bhagwan is also, the creator is also enjoying that. It is not only that, even by all our regular actions, which we do regularly, through that also, he uh, is tasting himself. And that is why we see the divinity that is the reality of every creature. So when we try to express that divinity, he actually tests himself through that. And for that matter, the swabhavaja karma or the sahaja karma that we can say, that is the spontaneous action that we do. Spontaneous because we are bringing that inclination within, inside us. And for that matter, we need not to train ourselves very much because we already had the seed within. So little nourishment is enough to express that. So through that expression, through the expression of the actions, we can actually make the Lord happy. So, and that should be actually our way of worship. Each and every one of us can worship the Lord all the time through our action, through our natural action, swabhavaja karma. So that is swakarmana tamarbhachya. Siddhim vindati manavaha. And by performing this, one can actually attain perfection. So if it is the case that by all our karma, we can worship him, then Bhagavan says that in the next 2 verses, not 2, yes, 3. 3 verses. That is, Shreyan swadharmo vigunaha paradharmat swanushtitat swabhavaniyatam karma kurvannapnoti kilbisham. So sometimes we think that, we discussed earlier also, sometimes we think that there are some actions which are not good actions. As Arjuna is thinking here, that battle is always like it is an expression of himsa. So why you are involving me in this? But see, Bhagavan says that is why here in these 2 verses, 47 and 48, Sahajang karma kaunteya sadoshamapi natyajet sarvarambha hi doshena dhumena agnirivavritaha. So it is better to engage in one's own occupation. Shreyan swadharmaha. Vigunaha paradharmaha swanushtita. So vigunaha means even though one may perform it imperfectly, then also it is fine. Than to accept another's occupation, paradharma, swanushtita, in a very perfect way. So than to accept another's occupation and perform it perfectly. Duties prescribed according to one's nature are never affected by sinful reactions. Swabhava niyatam karma kurvannapnoti kilbisham. So, and the next verse says, every endeavor is covered by some fault. Sahajam karma kaunteya sadoshamapi na tyajit sarvarambha hi doshena. So sarvarambha hi doshena. Every endeavor is covered by some fault. Just as fire is covered by smoke. Dhumena agni ivavrita. Agnir ivavrita. So, therefore, one should not give up the work born of his nature. Sahajam karma kaunteya sadoshamapi na tyajit. Even if such work is full of fault, like this war. But here we see, as Bhagavan says, see, wonderfully he explains and he concludes rather in the next few verses. We see that in verse 49 he says, Asakta buddhis sarvatra jitatma vigata sprihaha nashkarmya siddhim paramam sanyasenadhigacchati. So, as he concludes here, that is the karma tattva, he describes about the karma tattva and then swakarmana tamarbhachya. Now he says about naishkarmya siddhim. It is a very beautiful juncture here. That see, when someone is engaged in a war, like take the example of this Kurukshetra war. Duryodhan is also engaged in the war. Arjuna is also engaged in the war. Duryodhana is engaged due to envy. Due to envy and due to delusion. So it is a combination of Rajoguna and Tamoguna. He is not aware of the consequences of this war, of this battle. So that is why it is tamasika for him. When we don't think about the consequences of any action and perform it without thinking about it, then it is a tamasika karma. So it is moha. Out of moha, delusion, it happens. And himsa, that is envy. So that is Rajoguna. So it is a perfect combination of that. We see Karna, Drona. They have also come to have some power, to acquire some power, possession, etc. So Kamepsuna and Sahankarana, as Bhagavan says, that these are the signs of Rajoguna. When we do some karma out of Rajoguna, then we do it Sahankarana, out of Ahankar, and Kamepsuna, out of desire. So for them also it is Rajasika. Now Bhagavan wants Arjuna to be a sannyasi and engage himself in this war. How? If we keep aside the doership mentality and the attachment to the fruits of action, which he says that is the true sannyasa, then by sattvika buddhi, you become the sattvika karta. You have that sattvika fortitude, spiritual fortitude. And by swadharma, swabhavaja karma, it is your swabhavaja karma. So you are following your swadharma. So do that, then it is a sattvika karma, and then it will be swakarmana tamarbhyacha. That is, you will be worshipping me through this, through your ability of doing this, battling this war. Now, by this swadharma, following this swadharma, you can actually worship the Vishweshwara. So, and by this, you can actually get this Naishkarmya Siddhim. So, Naishkarmya Siddhim is possible by Swakarmana Tamabhyacha. So, verse 46 to verse 49. So, yes, it is definitely not free of faults. There are faults associated to this war. But every action has that, Arjuna. So then he concludes that siddhim prapto yatha brahma tathapnoti nibodha me samase naiva kaunteya nishtha jnanasya ya para. So, O son of Kunti, learn from me how one who has achieved this perfection can attain to the supreme perfection stage, Brahman, the stage of highest knowledge, by acting in the way I shall now summarize. So, we will not proceed today. We will stop here. As we see the karma tattva, as Bhagavan discussed, and by the gunas and karmas, uh, this particular portion that we studied today is basically attaining Naishkarmya Siddhim through Swakarmana Tamarbhachya. That is the essence of Karma Yoga. And through this, as Bhagavan says in 4th chapter, Sarva Karma Akhilam Partha Jnane Parisamapyate. So, how by Naishkarmya Siddhim you be a Jnanavan person? And how Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate? So, Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. In that portion, he will go next. So these are the stages because he is summarizing the whole scripture here, the whole teaching that he wants to give to us. So definitely it's very interesting and very, very beautiful. So we will take little time. We will stop here. And then from verse 51, we will discuss in our next class. वञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Thank you for joining.